Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. The SNP know that this minimum unit price of alcohol increase, 30% increase, is incredibly unpopular. And it's unpopular mainly among their own supporters because they've even admitted that it does no good, it doesn't target the problem drinkers, it means that the children of problem drinkers are actually even worse off and put into even deeper poverty, and that everyone is being punished simply because they cannot target those drinkers. They think it's a good idea and they want to generally reduce people's ability to have a little drink. It seems puritanical, it seems prohibitive, and we all know that prohibition really doesn't work. And so they can't ban the drink, but if they can hike the price up sufficiently, people won't do it. Of course, people will. They'll just bring up the old van runs from England. That's how this happens. They're very stupid. You haven't got a North Korean type border. But they are in desperate dire need of support for it. So they are begging all the other parties in Scotland to please go along and say, yay, vote for it. Let's do this. Let's make this a thing. Come and join us as we punish everyone in Scotland and increase child poverty. I think the other parties may reject this invitation. Let's have a look. So SNP calls on all parties to support the hike in alcohol price and warns against political point scoring. Well, the other parties will just go, no, we don't support it. We know it's damaging. We know all we're doing is reducing the ability of people to buy a drink when they want to, perfectly normal people who aren't problem drinkers. It will increase the cost to people who drink in moderation, reducing monies in the economy. All it's doing is making already rich supermarkets even richer. It's punishing the families of problem drinkers because the problem drinkers will continue to drink. And of course, with the increase, and we've seen this before, the increased rise in alcohol prices, people go elsewhere for their jollies, shall we say, and they'll end up going to the corner boys and getting whatever they can get for a few pound here and there. A few tabs of this, bit of dust from that. Unless, of course, it's a good ploy by Humza Yousaf to increase his brother-in-law's profits, because that's undoubtedly what is going to happen. Anyway, Claire Hockey, she claimed that MSPs owe it to the people of Scotland to support an increase in minimum unit pricing. No, they owe it to the people of Scotland to stop punishing them at a time when life is hard, and occasionally that wee drink is the only thing that gets you through the end of the week. The SNP has called on all opposition parties to support its plan to needlessly hike the minimum unit price of alcohol in Scotland. Shona Robertson, the Deputy First Minister, last week announced the government's intention to raise the unit price from 50 to 65p. Now, this isn't a tax. The government don't make any more money on this. That's just the price that supermarkets have to charge. So supermarkets put their prices up. More money from them. Yes, they will make a profit and they will pay a little bit extra in tax, in corporation tax, but that doesn't go to the Scottish Government, that goes to Westminster. So what you've got here is a policy designed to make Scots poorer and increase the coffers of the Westminster Government. And this is coming from the SNP. You couldn't make it up, folks. Anyway, if MSPs vote in favour, a 12-pack of 500ml Tennent's Lager will rise from a minimum of £12 to £15.60. And a 70-litre bottle of Famous Grouse will go from £18. Go up to £18.20 from a £14 minimum. The policy is broadly supported by health experts and charities supported by those harmed by alcohol. Well, those charities supporting those harmed by alcohol ought to be dealing with those harmed by alcohol instead of targeting and harming everyone else. You know, it's like if somebody hurts themselves with a car, you don't ban the car, do you? Someone gets run over tomorrow, you don't go out tomorrow and ban cars or say, we must put the price of cars up because somebody died in a car accident. That's stupid, as indeed is this policy. Critics claim the MUP does little to help Scots already battling alcoholism. It does nothing. And they want funding boosted for addiction treatment services instead. Claire Hockey, convener of the Scottish Parliament Health Committee, today claimed all parties owe it to the people of Scotland to support the policy. No, all parties owe it to the people of Scotland to discuss the policy and to try and convince the SNP that it's a bad policy, that it doesn't work, and that in fact the evidence is there that since this policy was introduced, drink deaths have increased, and so massively have substance abuse deaths, because people can't afford the drink, they go to other things. And this is one of those law of unintended consequences where they think they're doing good, they think they're being virtuous. Let's put the alcohol price up, that'll really make a difference. And boy, has it. More people than ever are dying. Well done, SNP. Good show. Anyway, she pointed to evidence given by Alcohol Focus Scotland, and this is the one, which estimates suggested raising the MUP to 65p could save 800 lives and prevent 10,000 hospital admissions. That's an estimate by a charity with a vested interest. However, of the 40 studies shown over minimum unit alcohol pricing, one says there may be a help. There may be an advantage to it. 39 say there is none. Most of them say it's actually a bad thing. And one says there may not definitive proof. And this isn't from a charity with a vested interest. These are all scientific, university-based studies. But they're not going to quote them. They're going to go, oh, look, there's a charity over there with a vested interest in doing it. And where do they get this number? Where's the 10,000 hospital admissions? What are they basing that on? It's bullshit. We all know it's bullshit. It's just, hey, I'm just going to pluck a number from my arse that sounds good. Anyway, the increase in MUP is almost certain to pass, as it will be supported by SNP and Green MSPs, who have the majority at Holyrood, but it is opposed by the Conservatives. Now, Robertson previously admitted the policy was not a magic bullet in terms of improving health, and accepted access to specialist treatment services remained vital. So she's saying it doesn't work, but we're going to do it anyway. Why? Because we want to punish Scots. It's either that, or they want to remove alcohol from Scotland. And if they keep pricing it out the way until eventually everywhere that sells alcohol won't sell it anymore. They've gone out of business. Nobody's buying alcohol. And that way you've got a dry state, which will be more than welcoming to all those new Scots that Humza Yousaf is looking forward to be made welcome in Scotland. Good show. Anyway, it comes as deaths from alcohol in Scotland are at a 14-year high. Even though this policy of minimum unit pricing has been in for years, it continues to rise. And experts blaming the impact from COVID lockdowns on increased consumption. Well, go figure. So again, that was down to the SNP, wasn't it? Minimum unit pricing has made a real difference to those in Scotland who suffer harm as a result of of alcohol, said Hockey, although she cannot quote any evidence of that at all. Again, making it up in her mind. It's not made a real difference. Since it was introduced, more people have died. That's the difference. She said there is a vast array of evidence showing the benefits of this measure. No, there isn't. She's saying this just because an MSP says it doesn't make it so, because she's not quoting a single one. 40 studies, one said it may, 39 said it didn't, and a lot of them said it was actually dangerous. But she'll invent it in her head. Okay, she's got this vast array. Let her quote one study. Let her quote one example of why it makes a difference. More people are dying as a result of MUP than if it wasn't there. We know this because we've seen MUP comes in, the deaths increase massively. Over 150 deaths and 411 hospital admissions estimated to be prevented each year, they said, following the implementation of unit pricing, she says. That's what she says. Over 150 deaths estimated to be prevented. Then why is it now the highest rate of alcohol deaths in history, years after it's been implemented? Surely it should be falling, not going up. They just bullshit their way through, don't they? They lie, they tell tales. When the evidence says it doesn't, one thing, it doesn't go along with what they want, they just completely ignore the evidence and make stuff up. Not one example can she give. Not one. And of course, nobody is going to support it. And who can blame them? It's all rubbish. It's all rubbish. Meanwhile, they continue to punish people, and the children of these problem drinkers are going to starve to death because, you know, hockey has a bright idea. God help us all. Coming up. They think we're stupid, but we are not stupid. All these claims they make. Oh, well, look, you know, it's saving 150 lives a year. And at the same time, they're publishing the highest death rate for alcohol abuse ever. And they're saying, oh, well, look, it's got all these other good effects. Meanwhile, of course, with that high rise rate of alcohol, people are going on to other things. Substance abuse deaths skyrocketing. Why? Because they want to target problem drinkers. Here's an idea. Target problem drinkers. Don't harm everyone. It's like saying your neighbour kicked his wife, so we're going to have to punish everyone in the street. That's not how it works. If one person does it, you punish the one person, or you help the one person, or you target the one person. It's a stupid policy. Everyone knows it, and even the SNP admit it doesn't actually work. But Claire Hockey is tasked with trying to bring it in. So even though everyone knows it doesn't work, even though every study says it doesn't work, even when Fiona Robinson herself says it doesn't work, Claire Hockey is going to say, oh yes, but look, I've invented some figures. And we've gone to gone to an alcohol charity that's got a vested interest, and they've invented some figures too. Based on what? Oh, there's no data. No, it just sounded like round numbers. It sounded really good numbers. Yeah. Here's a really good number. 1. That's the number of F's anyone gives about this. No one cares because it's rubbish. It's a lie. It's a lie enabled to harm people. Because the idea that someone somewhere is having a wee drink and a good time and a laugh with friends really upsets them, doesn't it? Oh well, I'll finish there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll speak to you later.